Socio, we get it. Please stop asking that question. Give my love to Bacchus. It's the third one this week.
Zeus!
Jesus! Kelvin! What is it?
You see DeSanto?
Oh, he ran away. Packed his candles and everything.
Where's DeSanto?
If I had to guess, he's doing what most free men do. Driving aimlessly. It's beautiful country out here. What is this? It actually sounds kind of nice, but familiar. There is no way out of here.
It will be dark soon.
There is no way out of here. Of all the things I could have been forced to watch, why Manos? Just what's the point? For those unaware of what this film is, it was a low-budget horror movie made by Harold P. Warren, a businessman with minor connections to television. He shot this film based on a bet with Oscar-winning screenwriter Sterling Silliphant that Warren could make a horror movie despite his total lack of experience. What he lacked in filmmaking skill, he more than made up for with stubbornness. And in November of 1966, he premiered Manos, The Hands of Fate in El Paso, Texas. He went all out for this event, including the red carpet treatment and a limo to bring the cast to the theater. And I do mean a singular limo. It had to circle the block several times in order to make sure everyone got there. Harold cut every corner he could while making this, and it shows in the final product. This film bombed with the people who made it. Warren himself snuck out of the premiere half an hour in. For all the labor that many put into this, the result was something that no one was proud of. But the fact remained, Warren indeed made a low-budget horror film, thus winning the bet. As some of you may have noticed, I'm talking about events from half a century ago. So how is it that this movie, which should have fallen into the cracks of obscurity and never escaped, is being talked about today? Well, we have these men to thank. Very technically, that one man and his robots. This is Joel Hodgson, a prop comic turned cult show creator. He got together with some people in Minnesota in the late 80s and made a program called Mystery Science Theater 3000. What was the point of the show? To watch bad movies and share them with the world. Seriously, they sought out crap to share with everyone, first locally and then nationwide. Minnesotans are just weird. One of the most memorable and successful episodes featured the cast suffering through Manos, The Hands of Fate. And I emphasize suffered. It was almost too painful to watch for some. At one point, the comically evil mad scientist characters actually apologize about how bad the film is. And considering they've sent up Beast of Yucca Flats and Monster of Go-Go, that's saying something. What was once a forgotten failure became part of the public consciousness. You'll still find it floating around the bottom 100 list on IMDb for the rest of the internet's life, because while films since have missed the point, none failed on quite so many levels as Manos. Since it's probably one of the most famous and storied terrible films ever made, why am I being subjected to it? Because I have my own madman who likes to torture me with crap to see how I react. Since I have no choice in the matter, I suppose we're gonna take a turn to the Valley Lodge and have a magical experience in the Texas desert. The movie literally started on a shot of the desert! No! What the hell have I gotten myself into?
Get back there.
Okay, let's do this. So it's a slow start, but movies were paced differently back then, you may say. Okay, give it all the slack you want. Just remember that slack you gave it when you hear the lines that writer, director, producer, star of the film, Harold P. Warren, put into his magnum opus.
We should be pretty close right now. The agent said it was about 12 miles from Highway 10, and that was Highway 10 back there.
But you know, we should have asked for better directions at the last gas station.
Listen, I've never gotten us lost before.
There's B films? They're stereotype schlock. This defies human constructs into something undefinable, unworldly, just totally unknown. It's a study of what not to do. In fact, let's go ahead and break it down. Spoilers abound as I go through Manos the Hands of Fate's list of wrong. First and foremost, scripting. Do you want a character to be likable? Don't do this.
Mike, I don't like this.
Nothing to worry about, it's only your imagination.
Want a female character to be empowered? Avoid this.
Mike!
Want to make sure that people don't laugh at your bad guys? Do not make them talk like this.
I am Torgo. I take care of the place while the master is away.
It's the roughest of drafts, where lines are repeated several times in scenes, sometimes moments after they're spoken. And the arguments, they just circle themselves, like this bizarre one with the master's wives.
I have never complained about sacrificing a man, but a child?
The woman is all we want. The others must die. They all must die. We do not even want the woman.
Confused yet? Well, let my main man Torgo explain.
That must be your master. Where did you say he was?
He has left this world, but he is with us always. No matter where we go, he is with us. There is nothing to fear, madam. The master likes you. Nothing will happen to you. He wants you for his wife. He loves beautiful women.
Harold wrote a story about a man in the middle of the desert who imprisons women forever. Those he cannot marry, he kills. That is the worst plot I have ever heard. And the story is so shallow, analyzing it is like trying to swim in a puddle. So, utter failure on the writing front. So, on to wrong number 2. Acting. Warren pulled some talent from the local community theater, notably John Reynolds and Tom Naiman, who played the two most iconic characters from the film. Here's their stellar performance. The remaining roles were filled in with family and friends, with the exception of the master's wives, who were brought in from a modeling school. You can tell that they have mastered natural movement, too. Perhaps it would have helped if they'd done more than one take of anything that I'm witnessing here. But, equipment rental time was limited, therefore we get scenes like this.
I'm losing it. Left. Oh, there I go. I'm going left. Help. Oh.
That leads beautifully into wrong number 3. Production value. With a microscopic $19,000 budget, Warren booked the minimal amount of time possible with all the equipment. Things as top-notch as this wind-up camera. It could shoot for 30 seconds at a time and had no ability to record sound. Now that's quality. Getting people together to film is an exhausting endeavor, so whenever he did so, he filmed as much as he could in a short period of time. He also went cheap on the non-essential equipment like lights, which is blatantly apparent in the night scenes. For instance, these policemen hear gunfire in the desert. Watch how they investigate it. Either they're terrible at their jobs, or Harold didn't buy enough lights to make a large scene, so he just had them stare at the darkness for a while. So many wrongs combined to make a truly ludicrous sequence. This lack of love carried over into post-production too, which consisted of one night after hours at a television studio, some suspect after Harold had a couple to drink. He brought in as few people as possible due to financial limitations, which resulted in a very samey sound to the dubbing.
All right, mister. I see you have a taillight problem. No excuse. Running late, first vacation, kid getting tired. That's too bad. Well, can't you give us a break, officer?
Those actually are 2 different people doing the voices. William Bryan Jennings was brought in to reprise his role as a cop, and yet the end result is his performance sounds almost exactly like Harold's. So even when it tries, Manos fails. On to wrong number 4. Filming. It's safe to say that this crew had little experience. Honestly, many of the names in the credits were made up to help make the list longer. But one of the few who had experience was a cinematographer, and he was so ready to be done throughout the process. When your one competent film person doesn't care, that's how you get shots like this. Oh, he woke up and centered the camera. Badly framed shots litter this movie. And if you made a drinking game around them, you'd be as drunk as Harold was when he edited this. And like the afterburn of those drinks, the worse the shot, the longer it lingers. Which brings us to wrong number 5. Pacing. One of the most important things good movies do is pace the action beats in a way that make the audience feel like the film has a shorter runtime than it actually does. Movies like that hold your attention without fail and entertain wonderfully. Manos, on the other hand, opens with 10 minutes of almost no dialogue driving, and that sets the tone for things to come. The film does something I've never experienced before. It actually gets worse every minute it runs. I'm counting the start in the barren wasteland, the 10-minute driving sequence. Yes, that's worse than the desert. That is not even close to as bad as the lodge, and then the Torgo, and then, oh my God, you don't even know. It's unbelievable and kind of astounding. Up to the very last second before the credits, you just go, Jesus, this can't get any worse. And it does. It drags you along, running you through painful silences, disastrous exchanges, and the most awkward blocking ever committed to film. It's as though someone thought, hey, making a movie is easy, and went in without any idea what to do. Oh wait, that's what happened! And it's apparent in wrong number 6, the moral. Not every film needs a big message, the lesson learned from the journey, but at the very least, it should show someone going through a transformation. The only character growth that happens in this film is awful. As the master is left unchanged, the weird group falls back to slumber, and the family that journeyed there is corrupted to join their ways. And that's the list then of everything that's wrong with Manos. And really, if you look down it, it's just the writing, the filming, the pacing, the plot. Actually, it's everything, isn't it? That's almost amazing. It's an accomplishment to get every single thing wrong. At least people have put this in its place, though, and they're not trying to over-glorify it to make it more than
made a movie that, you know, is all over the internet and has fan clubs, and I mean, how many movies do you remember from 50 years ago?
No, that can't be right. No, it doesn't matter, because unlike all the terrible films out there, at least this one doesn't have a sequel. But
they actually are making a sequel.
No! What? How? Why? No! They even got the master back? This is insane! Why would they do this? How did they get the funding? What is wrong with this world? I can't believe the master is still alive! Oh. Well, that was sudden. He did lead a good life, though. Do you know all the hand imagery used throughout Manos? That was the master's actual work. Tom Naiman was an artist who went through a hand period, and Harold themed his film after the props that Naiman made. He even got his daughter to play Debbie, the little girl in the family. This man threw his life and soul into Manos, and after its return to popularity, he reveled in those that enjoyed his performance as the master. That's why he agreed to do the sequel. He wanted to don the robe one more time of the thing that grew into his pride and joy. He left an impact on the world of bad movies that will never be forgotten. It's almost like he came to serve Manos in some weird kind of way. In fact, what did his daughter say upon his passing? That's an oddly specific thing to say.
We all serve the will of Manos.
No!
He ran fast. Who the hell are you?
I serve the Master, who has become Manos. We need another.
Another what?
A new servant for Manos, now that the Master is away.
Are you asking me to become your master?
Oh, God, no. We're not that desperate. See, Michael stepped up there. We need a new Targo.
No.
Manos will be gone!
You say it that way. No! I've got to get out of here! Not now.
You cannot disobey the will of Manos!
Screw it.
Seriously? You ran to the front door? What are you, 5?
turned out Droki was also a demon lord in disguise. Yeah. I know that laugh.
Like I said.
Well, I see you finally got out.
Did you forget? You're not the only one that can play God around here.
For a second there? Yeah, I did.
Forgetting you is a thing that I cannot do. Yet I know
With a shot in the desert!
it is
What the hell? I'm not going back in there!
Why are you taking this out on me? I'm just the intern.
You're a good intern. Never forget that.
Remembering nights together won't be again. All our time
Okay, it's better now.
had its happy end.
I forgot to frame you before you sat down.
I'm forgetting you.
Well, duh.
Don't forget the silly way we met. Don't forget.
I need to get out of here and not fall my ass. Oh,
Touch that set fire.
I'm not sitting down! I'm not doing it! There's no way out of here! There! You get in there! You watch this!
Fine.
April's here.
Okay, I'm the director. Somebody has to get back in frame.
When I look
Good.
this dream disappears.
How do I adjust this button now? Ah, there we go. Look at that. Cleared the shot. No.
Oh God, no.
Can you see yourself in the rearview mirror?
I can see you.
Can you see the camera?
Nope.
Awesome. I'll stop talking then. We'll just do about 15 more seconds.
Don't forget the silly way we met. Don't forget the tender touch that set fire burning in two. But I'm forgetting you. April's here, and it seems you are oh so near. When I look, this dream disappears. I'm forgetting you. I'm forgetting you.